Hi everyone, it's Ildi and I'm back with another brief true crime documentary review, or in some cases documentary review. Just a quick synopsis of what it's about and what I thought about it and whether I recommend it. Holy crap, sorry about that. And most of it comes from Netflix, some on YouTube, and some from elsewhere. So I don't know what order I'm doing some of the videos, how they get released, but there are quite a few that I've come across, that documentaries that, so usually say there is a trial, there's a case, and it's one case and they break it down into various episodes. But then there is more of like a topic, and then there's different cases under each one. So those are actually quite fascinating. So for example, the one that I talked about, I don't know if it was before it comes out after, is The World's Most Wanted and How to Become a Tyrant. Those are two different documentary series, and both of them talk about various things within the topic. So those I highly recommend because they're almost like standalone documentaries in each episode. So this one that I want to talk about today is the same thing. So this is a Netflix documentary series called Trial by Media: The Truth Behind the Crimes. It came out in 2020 and it is under the genre, I guess, social and cultural docs, docuseries, and crime TV shows. So again, each episode, and there is 6 episodes, each one about an hour. So 1 hour episodes, and each one is about a different case. So even though I'm reviewing one documentary, it's actually going to be essentially 6. I'm not going to make 6 episodes of it, but okay, so the first one, and again, remember, this is called Trial by Media. So think of social media, TV, newspapers, and how, I guess, people convict people or one way or another outside of the courtroom, essentially, and maybe how it influences the court case itself. Actually does influence the court case itself. So that's kind of the point of the series, is to show the connection between the justice system and the role media plays, and I guess how lawyers on both sides use or react to the media reaction to their clients. So the first one, and I remember when this happened, is called The Talk Show Murder. And a man reveals his crush to a straight friend on the Jenny Jones show. Days later, a murder occurs, leading to question about the show's culpability. Okay, so that one puts, I guess, these like sensational TV shows on the trial, essentially, and whether they are influencing people to commit murder, kind of thing, or how culpable they are. And there was a whole trial, and Jenny Jones actually had to testify and everything. So that one's the first one. This one was quite interesting. Again, some of them I did not know about it. So subway vigilante Bernard Goetz shoots 4 black teenagers on a New York City subway in 1984. His claim of self-defense sets off a controversial tabloid-fueled trial. So obviously that was a whole thing of race as well. I'll be honest, I don't remember much of that particular episode, but it was... I'm guessing it was interesting. Maybe that wasn't my favorite one, I would say. Now this one, again, I'm like, so Ildy, like, get with the program, like, we all know this. It's called 41 Shots. After 4 white NYPD officers shoot the unarmed Amadou Diallo 41 times, defense lawyers press for a change of venue and racial tensions escalate. This is such a sad case. And I believe it was in the 80s or early 90s. And I kind of I know this is going to sound insane, but I came away with going like, wow, all these like shootings of black young men has been happening for so long. Like, obviously, and actually she was the mom of the young person who was killed. Was interviewed about the, oh my goodness, I forgot already, but all the recent cases, because there's been so many. So she's been interviewed because basically fuck all has changed since her son was shot in the early 90s, late 80s. So I guess it just solidified how long and how blatant it could be, or it has been, or it is. It made me super angry. The outcome made me like freaking super angry. So it all makes sense. I mean, it all makes sense. It made sense before, but 41 shots, the third episode, really, really highly recommend, especially if you're not familiar with the case at all of Diallo. Next one is King Richard. Charged with fraud and money laundering, Health South CEO Richard Scrushy mounts an outlandish defense and resorts to co-hosting a religious talk show. This, okay, I didn't think that this was going to be interesting, and it wasn't. It's money laundering, but I'm not sure he actually, like, he claimed his innocence, and I don't know if I believe, I think I believe that he may be innocent. Like, the way the show portrayed it, it didn't seem like there was enough to convict him. But then he also became this asshole that used race, basically used black people in the church, Baptist church, to gain sympathy. So it's not black and white as most things aren't. So King Richard, it was an okay episode. Big dance after a woman is raped on a bar's pool table. The trial is televised on a CNN, revealing that woman's identity and the brutal cross-examination. Now this one, I didn't know anything about this case, but it pits basically racism and sexism against each other in the trial. Like it said, they revealed the woman's identity on accident because televised trials were not that common yet. So they didn't realize that because they were going to read the court transcript, it's going to say her name and even her address. So totally putting her at risk. People literally in the interviews, because they showed archival footage of newscasters interviewing people, literally people were saying, and women, she was asking for it. Why would she go there? It's dangerous. Why would she, like, all those things that you would think like in the 50s or whenever you would say about women and getting assaulted. Like, it's such archaic way of thinking, and to visually see women blaming the victim in this manner when actual evidence was overwhelming, like absolutely overwhelming. So never mind what actually happened, but the reaction and the outrage against the victim was very upsetting. But because it was 4 Portuguese men, then you have the Portuguese community coming out going like, you're all painting us a certain way. So then you have essentially culture versus sexism, and it was a shit show of a trial. The outcome, because then, you know, I have to Google, so I was frustrated. It was really well done. It was a really good episode. I recommend this one, but freaking hell, I was so angry. And then the last one is Blago. When Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich finds himself facing a corruption trial, he tries to embrace the media and even goes on Celebrity Apprentice. This one was a boring episode. I wasn't really into it. So I guess reviewing within a review, the talk show murder was interesting. 41 Shots was interesting. And Big Dan's was really interesting. And the other 3 were so-so. But Trial by Media, it's very, even though it was very historical stories, social media, like holy crap, talk about cancel culture is essentially Trial by Media. So it's very apropos. I think it makes you think, and it kind of almost like traces cancel culture and other stuff back to when media and trials were televised. Kind of we're at the beginning of that. So I don't know if that made sense. But anyways, Trial Media 2020, Netflix. I would recommend watching it. I recommend 3 of the episodes more over than the others. But yeah, let me know what you think in your comments. Try to stay positive, for God's sakes. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, even though I'm doing reviews, but I'm saying them nicely. So anyways, until next time, I'm Ildy. Bye.